Okay, just to let you know, in order to avoid further tariffs, the Trump administration is pressuring nations to make their final trade offers by Wednesday, before the deadline of July 8. Therefore, if you look back in time to when this delay actually happened, you will see that it is not the right time to be too excited about tariffs. Yes, it's a good thing that we are beginning to see a lot of agreements and deals being struck. However, it isn't currently the case when it comes to tariff discussions being entirely out of the picture. And this is the ideal illustration. XRP holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. I can't express how much I appreciate all of your support, as usual. Taking another broad view, we continue to see that the market is doing well overall as we begin a new week. We've witnessed another upturn in the cryptocurrency market. XRP is back above $2.20, up 1% when compared to Bitcoin and the US dollar. The 24-hour trading volume was around 1.8 billion and the valuation was $129 billion, 0 cents. Before we continue though, let me just quickly clarify that nothing on this channel is financial advice. When investing in cryptocurrencies, always conduct your own research and due diligence. Therefore, let's examine this, but before, in light of Donald Trump and all of these tariffs, you may be wondering how and why US citizens are exempt from paying taxes on cryptocurrency capital gains. Naturally, these are some of the rumors that have been circulating since the start of the Trump administration. It goes without saying that nothing is final, but where does the government often get the money it receives from tax payments? They are not subject to capital gains tax. The tariffs start to apply at this point, and tariffs aren't the only thing involved, are they? Essentially, involves keeping everything in-house, including innovation, which naturally strengthens the nation's economy as a whole. You must also comprehend it from that perspective. However, have a look at this. Bank of America cautions that due to trade tensions and heavy debt, the US dollar may continue to fall this summer, which might increase the value of assets like gold and Bitcoin. We owned gold. Everything made sense this time. We are aware that more people than ever before are talking about Bitcoin. We are discussing Bitcoin at record levels with large organizations. We are discussing governments. We are discussing Donald Trump. Many prominent global leaders are concentrating on this digital asset. So regardless of the state of the world economy, is this truly the time for Bitcoin to shine? Given the current state of Bitcoin, I wouldn't be shocked. Observe the countless trillions of cash. Stuff is coming in, and we must not overlook it in any way. However, take a look at this. The XRP ledger has over 2.6 billion transactions, surpassing both Bitcoin and Ethereum, making it significantly faster and certainly more scalable. However, have a look at this. According to a crypto quant expert, there is still hope. A decline in Bitcoin dominance could lead to strong cryptocurrency rallies in the latter stage if cycle tendencies recur. Furthermore, we don't even have to discuss whether or not there are significant crypto quant analysts. This has been emphasized from the start by your boy Crypto ZX. Dominance still exhibits a great deal of strength. Dominance is quite high in the overall context. We did witness a phony correction, but it was obviously short-lived. We were also aware of the state of the market at the time. What may happen to altcoins, particularly at a time when Bitcoin is at all-time highs, if the dominance was as high as 54.3%, as it was at the end of last year? That raises the question of what might actually occur. Additionally, I continue to search for my general altcoin market trajectory, and I still think altcoins will be around for a while. Consider this, which explains why companies in the hotel and tourism industries employ carbon numeral blockchains like XRP as a ledger for their payments and settlements of gross border payments, able to produce carbon credits, which enable them to make up for their own emissions of other greenhouse gases. Very, very fascinating. Of course, the most significant news is that Bitstamp has been formally acquired by Robinhood. And look, the president of Ripple explains why the company bought stock in Bitstamp, a cryptocurrency exchange. Therefore, it goes without saying that Ripple also owns a small portion in Bitstamp. If you're looking at the dominance over the previous several hours, we've noticed a slight decline. Let me know what you guys think of this below. Jerome Powell was scheduled to speak at the conference today, and he did just that. Neither his resignation nor any news of a rate reduction were reported, so that's really intriguing. If you look at the dominance over the previous few hours, 64.24%, you can see that we may hear about a rate cut at the upcoming FOMC meeting. And if you're a BTC, you know that as we begin a new week, Bitcoin has had a surge, rising to the $106,000, 0 cents I mentioned to you all. And now it's right in front of us. The daily candle is still an hour or two away from closing. I believe this might be a really, really great setup in the days ahead if Bitcoin can even push and close the daily candle above 16K. Of course, XRP has responded favorably. If you're looking at it, we did rise to $2.20, just at the neckline of that significant, important resistance. If this resistance can be converted into support, that's where we're having a little trouble getting out. I am predicting that 235 will be retested for XRP, as we're all aware, but everything is going well so far. Consider the wider picture and share your thoughts here. I like what I see here. Peace out, and we'll see you in crypto